What's up, guys? Alexander the Great Volkanovski here. Let's take you through a little bit of a workout, an arvo in the office, as I'd say. Come have a look. I was living, with my mother at the time. My record and everything was going so good. I thought I'd done pretty much everything I needed to be in the UFC. And just, I was living with my mother, with the family. I had my kid. I promised myself and my kid that I'd be in the UFC before she was born, if you get what I mean. So it was a tough time where I was just waiting, and there was an opportunity with UFC Brisbane, and I got stuffed around with a management company that I was never with. That's a long story, but that really, hit home. And this was a time where I was like, oh man, I need to start working again. It was very, very tough. It was very tough. I'm glad I stayed positive. I might fight like this, and all on the Well, I used to do all right in the rugby league. Again, 97 kilograms, front row. I'm about 5'6" if I'm lucky. You know what I mean? I'm pushing 5'6", so you can imagine like how big I was. But a lot of people thought I was mad when I made the decision to do MMA. I don't think I was ever really close to NRL. I made a lot of rep sides when I was younger, and I sort of ruined that by not really taking it serious and wasn't going to training, and I lost that opportunity. But you never know what could have happened. I told everyone I was going MMA, and everyone's like, "What are you doing? Like, you're good at this. Why would you give it up?" But lucky I did. Look at me now.
I can do the inside ones. So I'm here.
A lot of people goes, "Oh, you wish you started MMA earlier." Which I sort of do, but at the same time, it made me who I am. Made me tough. It made me. I believe I got a lot of heart and I got a lot of ticker, and I just always have. Even the football days, so you could imagine me front row. So I was versing mountains of men. And I'll be in the scrum, wait, the hooker's like one up here and then me down here. You could just imagine. So I was there a lot smaller than everyone on there. Even though I was white, I was pretty heavy, but I was just really short. But that didn't stop me, and it doesn't stop me till this day. So I believe it made me real hard. Great hook jab. I'm a pretty humble and nice, respectful guy. Even in there, I'm respectful. Obviously, there's a job we need to do, and that's it's a sport. It's a pretty brutal sport, but at the same time, it is a sport. And to win, you need to do a bit of damage, but like that's just the name of the game. And working the crowd, that's something I do. I'm pretty calm. I try and work the crowd before the fight. As I'm walking out there, I'm sitting there working them up. But at the same time, I'm just doing that for the crowd. I'm pretty cool-headed. I go into the cage, and then that's when I really zone in on what needs to be done. Until after the fight, that's when I really soak the crowd up, and the emotions really do flow.
And it's there. So there's nothing wrong with basic takedowns. So I've seen a lot of you that started to think that they have to be here, come around there, into takedowns. Yeah, that's good, but you can still keep them basic. It's the different looks that we're working on now. So I want, so they're going to be level changes here, yeah. Level change, bang, bang, yeah. So now, he's going to, every time he changes level, he comes back with punches. Boom, yeah, come back in. Yeah, broken rhythm. Train out of a freestyle fighting gym back home, my base out of there, but I like to get out and train with as many different people as I can. And I'm here now at Absolute, doing a bit of training and helping out some of the guys. I'm all about getting good bodies to roll with, and different looks at different things, and just different shapes, sizes, all, what I mean. I look real deep when it comes to MMA. I just try and mix it up a little bit, and the guys here are really good. My coaches and their coaches get along very well. I don't mind helping out as well, so I'm doing a couple of classes for them, and we're doing good.
Alex is above all, I think he's a great leader. It's hard to find people with that kind of experience in MMA. And even though we've kind of been fighting probably similar times, we've all kind of been mixing our martial arts with jiu-jitsu. I've done boxing, we all combine it. But have a guy like that who's been training and fighting at such a high level for so long now, he's like very experienced, and he's kind of got all the glue between the disciplines. Very hard to find that, so it's very valuable to do when he's here. I'm like, I rush between the city and Collingwood where I work, so I'm always like, if he's here, I've got to capture any gold, because he's very similar style to me, I think. He likes to put pressure on and fights a high percentage fighting, you know what I mean? Like the 1%ers.
Going to clinch up, so if I get to that, but I like to go to the cage, that's my thing. So however I grab him, I'll run him in the cage, and if I do, it might only be like this. But I mean, if I do, yeah, for sure, it's a really good way to keep their posture broken. They're going to try and run to the cage. I want to win them hips back, I just believe, I've always had really good morals, a respectful, humble type of guy, and martial arts is all about that. And people are starting to lose that a little bit, I believe. But, and that's why I want these guys. If you want to make a living off being the bad guy, I'll make a living off being a good guy, which I am. So I don't really need to play no good guy. I am a good guy, and I'm happy to bash bullies, So that's my thing, and that's what I want. I want these guys that like to talk so I can shut them up. a lot of people are very happy to be in the UFC and, you know, get fights. That's not enough for me. I want to, you know, I'm trying to do this for my family, and to be successful, I need to win. You know, I need to be very, very well known, and I believe I can make it all the way to the top. And I don't believe I'm that far away. 4 wins in the UFC. Give me a couple more, and you know, I'm right up there for a title shot.